Mirrored glance of no tomorrow. Shattered windshield, bits of ribbon adorn the pavement. Diamond dreams scattered like sunlight across the sea. Mirrored glance of no tomorrow reflects your face, your eyes, these tears that were never yours. Were you ever? Are you now? Ocean song reveals a lostness that cannot be found. Is it everywhere? Is it nowhere? Where were you when time died? Beauty whispers, I love you. Love sings, you're beautiful, I am you. I am a ghost in this shadow dance, after images of sky tossed into the sea. Wind-whipped shallows, swallowed by fathomless depths, have no light until these words appear and project love's memories across this scintillating horizon. This vibrant immediacy, this undeniable aliveness, has inebriated all thoughts of thusness and unfurled love's wings into the shadowland that paint this beautiful watercolor dreamscape through my eyes. To be here, yet not. The moon I swallowed long ago exploded into this symphony of waterbirds soaring into the last sun's rays, into the lovers walking alone and together, their silhouettes reflecting on the wet sand. The beauty of love and love lost caresses a heart into beating, rhythmless rhythms on this sea of dreams. Who need remember the song of morning? When did these hairs turn gray? To whom does the day happen? It sings itself for no one, to no one, yet there seem to be footsteps in the sand. I hear laughter in the distance and turn around. It is my own voice that echoes in the night. Starlight bathes these feet that go nowhere, yet seem to dance to the song of midnight. Dawn paints itself with sunset and beckons my embrace, yet there are no arms to hold the sky as wind and light stream through me as me. I look ahead and see a huge blank where dreams used to paint a life and someone walking, someone dancing, someone loving, and someone dying. Moonlight catches their long summer dresses sailing along the beach. They lost the gods of their parents and gather to worship an orb of reflected light. Sublime is their longing they are trying to erase. Wondrous is this love they fear and long for. It is always on, this grace of life dancing itself, yet all ideas of it seem to hide its recognition. What are you without your fervent belief in love or God or source, and the idea that you can become it? Pale moon vainly sings through the mist, reveals your desperate heart, ghost dancing by the river, autumn leaf, winter wind, naked trees reach for sky. I am an echo reverberating across the empty dunes. I am the dance of moonlight. I am the song of naked cliffs crumbling into the sea. No one left and no one followed, yet the wind pirouettes the sand into imprints that fade as I walk along the narrow beach, bordered by the vastness of endless liquidity and a home where I once lived. Seabird cries, kissing sea and sky. There is no middle, nor end, to aloneness or love. Wind whips up the cliffs and sings a love song like no other. There is no next, she whispers, and the crows echo a beautiful lostness as you stand in love with the stark aloneness that this death brings. It is the death of everything, the death of nothing, the death of silence and sound, the death of moonlight shimmering on the waves, and the death of ancient promises of tomorrow. Where is that tightrope you balanced on as you peered into the darkness, wondering how many sunsets you would gather? Now the folds of your skirt and the lines on your face reflect the only sunset, the only breath, the only heartbeat you will ever know. The vast enormity and weight of this knowing erupts into a richness and lushness and juiciness of life swirling through you as you are the dancing. There is no other, the ocean sings and crashes your dreams of love on the rocky cliffs. You were the dream of love and next, and now you are the dream of unknowing. Just like this, your limbs move, your feet dance, your mind sails paper lanterns in the sky. What is this vastness you sometimes feel? It is an emptiness, a fullness. Sometimes it slides in between the colors of a rainbow, when you look for the colors in last night's dream, when you see the endless vault of stars and feel yourself getting pulled, when you are stunned by the majesty of a sunset or the wide open sea, when you fall in love, that whoosh into a delicious unknowing. It can feel that your feet return to the ground and it leaves, but it has never left this knowing of seamlessness. It merely seems hidden by the imaginary line between inside and outside, between your tears and you, between this longing and you. Joy and sorrow merge so beautifully they were never separate, nor a you from them. Drenched with starlight song, memories and the first bird, daydream begins, stretches its toes onto the garden path. Seaside dew, morning tears, jewel-laden petals echo the death of night, reflect sky, your tear-stained cheeks. I weep. Always dawn, always sunset, always this kiss without another. No other or next, endless sea, ocean song, child and oldster, I am both and neither. Love, a player piano in the corner, rippling, drenched in wonder, cascading, ascending arpeggios have no words, yet sing me, sing you, sing this love dance to thee. Sea sighs and dreams you in its wind-whipped waves. Sky sings ancient love songs for the day. Memories skip and sail across the mirrored waters as reflections reach up to kiss the clouds that weep them and are wrapped in their own cascade. Seabirds caught in sunset dissolve into the catapult of wonder that erupted the day you realized there was no tomorrow. There is no space between sky and its sea mirror of blue in blue in blue, or between you and me, but there is where we dance, bathing in each other's reflections. Our imaginary lines form as they dissolve. Hello, goodbye, hello. We are love's echoes. Can you hear your heart, my heart, the hearts of many, of every tear-stained shadow that has sailed the earth in its quest for completion? You were never empty. You cannot be filled. There is no shadow that can be captured in it. There is no shadow that can be captured with its own light. Yet in the shadowlands, love can reach in its hand and hold you in its dream-time embrace, in this dream that rock and rolls you, in this dream of thought that paints you so beautifully through my eyes. Love flows into itself and wilts all the blossoms you wanted for a bower, slays you with its own magnificence, even as it reveals itself to be a dream. Just as you discovered your footfalls had always been empty, you found the ultimate emptiness of all and everything. She waltzed into the garden, clothed in her flowered gown, and dissolved into a sea of awe. Footless shoes dance in an empty room, without a ceiling or floor, or the walls that reflect their shadow. Only ever this wave falling, silently, softly, rushing, roaring, streaming, soaring, crashing into itself, slipping into its own shadow in the dark moonlight. Only ever this breath, this song, this wonderment of light and shadow dancing with its own edgeless reflection. Only ever this kiss, the first and last, this meeting of night and day, where joy and sorrow paint a brief echo of your laughter and tears in seamless sky. Only ever this fleeting whisper of hello, goodbye, hello, that sings you as you sing it. Love writes your name in a whirlpool, and you watch your reflection appear and dissolve in the slipstream of thought. Only ever this day, this night, this timeless sliding into, between, and through the lines. Only ever this collision of never and forever in this heartbeat, this voice, these lips, this smile, these tears, shining, sparkling, this ungraspable, unfathomable majesty that falls in love with itself through your eyes. The deafening song of midnight bloomed and swallowed her shadow. Moonlight spilled into her paper heart, unfolding her fear of no tomorrow. Wings unfurled into the setting sun. This dreamtime dance that sings her melancholy smile paints her footsteps with wind. Life flows through her as she is life dancing, a pirouetting silhouette of echoes, a billowing transparent gown of awe that no one is wearing, not even the sky. No one pushes or pulls the tides, not a great intelligence, nor God, nor even the moon. No one or thing is outside of this life, is animating it or making it happen. There is no edge to what is going on. It is not even an it. There are no edges that are not created by thought. The moon is painted not with reflected light, but with thought, and beauty is thought painting your beautiful, beautiful eyes. Echoes weave themselves into a surround sound dreamscape of light and shadow dancing, light flowing through light, space falling through space, and you wonder where you are in this vast unknowing. How exquisite when you lost your map, your sextant, your shadow, as your footprints filled with stars. You drowned in the wetness of wetness and found it was your own tears. You felt a feathered embrace and found it was your own wings, an inside-outside embrace of life waltzing its ever-present kiss of this and that into your heartbeat. All these words can never gather sunlight in your hand, yet they paint morphing, sliding images with reflections of reflections, rippling iridescence flowing light and color and sound, infolding, unfolding, blossoming into this dreamscape of you and your world. How hauntingly beautiful we can only see our own beauty reflected in each other's eyes. The war ends, no one wins, no one loses. It was never about you. I am a flowing gown of mirrors, reflections of reflections swimming over, under, and through themselves in this rippling sea of dreams. Poems woven with light and shadow cannot kiss the land of no tomorrow. They may resonate the heartstrings of unknowing that seemed to tie up a vessel on a vacant shore. Your heart was always empty as it rippled with forgotten tales of wishes and regrets and sweet memories of love. Without this magician's tale, there is no you to wander, no time to swoon into the dance that sings you. The sea has no harbor, no edge, where yesterday hides, waiting for another kiss. Signs and symbols, words and letters spell this enchantment, this song that we are. Hanging by moonbeams, the morning rips the night and pulls the curtain off your slumber. Where is yesterday's love? Where is that lonely street you wandered? Where is that river you crossed in last night's dream? Lost in the backbeat of memory, like ancient footsteps on a forgotten path you can never trod again. You appear only in the shadow dance, where never and forever collide. Love softly calls your name in a whirlpool of echoes, in a bucket of stars, in the silence of midnight peeking through a warm summer's day, rippling through the paint-by-numbers canvas that stretched your childhood dreams, casting shadows on your sunset, pronouncing syllables you cannot place, yet recognize like an ancient language that need not be deciphered. A primordial song beckons you, and you cannot turn away from its fiery kiss. Oceans fall through oceans in this collision of sea and sky and sunsets, eating up all hope of the morrow or when this storm will end. Bereft of light and shadow, there is no hand to grasp the tiller, no sails to catch the wind, no center to your sorrow, no edge to your joy. Melting into this unknowing that swallows you as you drink deeply this awe. Such unfathomable beauty that skims lightly over the sea and floods the waves and ripples with a searing light so brilliant, so immense, so overwhelming that you collapse into yourself and weep. The sea left no footprints, nor the sky, nor the ashes of tomorrow that the wind absorbed in its effortless embrace. Shimmering pools of star shadows adorn the vacant streets where you wandered for decades seeking the source of light, certain to find an everlasting kiss, a vault of sky, something you could grasp and say, "This is me, this is who I am." You discover there is not even a thing called awareness or emptiness under the light. You panic and scramble for even more words to fill in the blanks, to feed that gaping maw of desire to understand, to stop the dam of tears that would ensue when even zero won't keep your equation from collapsing. There are no words, numbers, or symbols that do not reference other words. The universe is in the dictionary, but you cannot drink its waters, nor sail its seas, nor feel its tears on your beautiful cheeks. Under the garb of words, there is no permanent, unchanging you. Love is in the dictionary. What happens when the pages become unbound and winter blows away the crumbled leaves? Wind dances in a spider web hung with jewels of sunset. Echoes of dusk begin to pool beneath the steep cliffs. Crows start their evening song, swooping into the towering palms for sleep. Who awaits the night of non-remembering? Who longs for a dawn that will not come? Shadows swim through shadows, looking for the light that will erase them. They never were. No one made these footsteps that crumble in the wind. Smile of moon hangs in twilight, empty yet full, suspended in the pause, a promise of no tomorrow. Morning blooms as one unopened bud falls into the softness of yesterday's petals. Tides recede, revealing your tattooed necklace of tears, a bejeweled raiment of reflections, of ancient echoes, softly flowing around and through an empty center. Fathomless depths fell up and swallowed endless blue, blue and blue and blue and blue, shimmering through the inky blackness that kissed you fully, deeper than your secret wishes. Wet and wet and wet and wet, leaving not even a sign to direct your feet, or light for your eyes to follow in this mapless land that has no edges, no place to land, nor heart to long for it. Not even nothing cannot fold itself into an empty paper cup, or leave its calling card on the mantel. Yet on the rim of this empty vessel there is a shimmering brightness that sings your name so sweetly, you find yourself drinking deeply again, nourished by your own love. Gone and returned instantly, you fell into and through yourself, eyes all aglow with the secret of secrets, that all you long to escape, and your longing is the most beautiful story of all. Sea foam clouds catch a glimpse of their own sparkling reflection and percolate into the sands of the receding waves. Shimmering rainbows inside the shell fade as my tears dry, weaving a song of mournful beauty into the fabric of the dream. Wind-twisted pines bow to the sliver of moon as it greets its reflection and dissolves into the sea. 1,000 sorrows fall into the hush of ocean night. Life has plunged its reckless beauty into your heart, and there is no turning away from the gaping maw of the unfathomable emptiness that is devouring you. Towers of echoes, walls of reflections, light-filled after images swirl, dream castles of memories, stairways to imagined futures, ascending and descending arpeggios of sound, waves crashing, tides coming in and going out in endless sea. Without a shore to walk on, there is no wanderer. Without a song, there is no singer. Without a lover, there is no love. Windless night steals the hush from my breath, sucks out the marrow of moon and shadow. No footsteps to be empty or full, no path of stars to beckon, no song to call or answer. No sadness to weep at its own beauty, no laughter to ripple light into the darkness, no lovers to meet on the edge of midnight. What is the sound of moonlight? Where is the wake of love? What is this dance that consumes earth and sky? Why this ache for nameless beauty? You find yourself again, all questions dissolved in this searing brilliance that swallowed even the sun, dancing with your shadow on the windy cliffs, in love with the love of no tomorrow. Full moon exploded my empty heart. I crashed into the fullness of wetness, of light, of yellow flowers blooming on the banks of no tomorrow. River of dawn plays in the waves of the ocean's remembering. Song of wind fills an empty brush, paints color and light. Life slides across the pages. Love bleeds into the paper. Tears saturate the fibers, shred your being into ripples of memories sailing through moonlight. This unfathomable aliveness that you are sings and knows that it is singing. Morning light listens as night falls asleep on my bed in the garden. Nestling in dreams of sleep, the forgotten, almost remembered, whispers what you fear yet long to hear. This is your only breath. Moon, an incessant traveler, time sails for no one. First crow, wind rustles the dead leaves outside my window. Thundering silence, waves goodbye to autumn. A sonorous reflection of an echo seems to desire to listen to its own song. We are the longing that pulls us along. Under the name, not even a shadow, a pause shot through itself, completing a circle that was never drawn. Night sleeps in the garden, nestled in the leaves of darkness. Starlight dreams. Wind brushes the petals of longing, turning, tossing, rippling over and under and through each other. Reflections of yesterday's mirrors pull and push night into day, day into night. A breath, a heartbeat rustles the leaves. Write and erase my footsteps in sand. Colors bleed without your breath to burn the embers of time. Wind dies without your lips to kiss the words. Water has no wetness. Taste has no taste. Love has no song. Love has no love without your song, singing you. The ocean swallows itself. First crow, starlit dawn, empty cliff path leads to the sunrise. Long yellow flowers in the wind. Poems sing me into the morning. Unraveled by her own love, kissed again into the love dance. We know this love that pulls us along. We are it. No words for this love, yet love is a word. Long afternoon of summer, lanterned petals waving, sunset kisses your tender cheek, this precious ache of no tomorrow. Rocked in the cradle of moonglow, morning sings. Day unfolds into itself. Light has no weight. Time turns around and looks at itself. I hear my voice murmuring in the distance. I look for my footsteps, the edges of my song. My breath is the wind that scattered them. She wandered the beaches looking for one smooth stone that would match the one in her pocket. Wind blew the tops of the waves backwards, laughing, swirling sand in her footsteps. Endless ocean swallowed its sandy shore. Endless sky fell into itself. She lost all ideas of direction in the sound of sea. Ideas of a perfect love crumbled as she discovered her aloneness. Stark yet beautiful, time dissolved into itself. As the dawn rose on an empty beach, she found herself walking. Silence, shimmering sea, reflections singing sky, transparency of light weighs down the night. We are the remembering. Trails of stars fell into the stream. Love lost its shadow in the empty dawn. Love planted its poem in the halls of no tomorrow, a weight of words that could not be heard nor sung, listening for the dawn, sorrow its own emptiness. He stood on the distant shore, waiting for his echo. He peered into the looking, folding into and through himself, misses of loves unanswered, garlands of marigolds washing up on the sand. Where is the space between two people laughing? Where is the space between two people weeping? How close can I get with these words? How far is near? Where is the horizon between here and there? The lines and squiggles of these letters, these words, these thoughts that paint the sky weeping, never really divide the page into pieces, never really sail across the paper mache moon. Only an origami boat made of tears can drown, like you with your crumpled books, so tired of looking for your face and who made it. Behind the mirror there was nothing, not even silence. These poems form my bones and sing my teeth and lips and tears and claws. First crows punctuate the waves, songs flow, village sleeps. Morning yawns, pouring honey on the sea. The steps of his camel started to falter in the afternoon. He felt that this next mirage might have water, and it did. Laying down under the canopy of stars that night, the fear he had held at bay for a lifetime began to consume him. Maybe he would never find home. He lost sight of his hands and the constellations as they swirled into beautiful, meaningless patterns. Strewn bits of light, tossed by the wind's reflection, pulled him up into a vast, edgeless flowing. A darkness he had denied pierced his heart as it exploded into infinite bits of empty. In the morning, the gypsies started to pack their caravan. He watched their mirrored skirts reflect his weather-beaten face and realized no one had won the war with the stars. No one lost. A sublime peace had filled and emptied him as he watched his footsteps in the swirling sands. Sun slides across sky, sky slides across sky, horizon unties itself, sea falls up, blue in blue in blue in blue. Ripples flow over and under, into and through each other, weaving transparent webs that catch the wind's reflection. Love's memories echo from nowhere, from everywhere, not lost, not found. Shoes dance on the terrace, mirrored skirts swirl. Light cannot see its own face. No words can paint this edgeless emptiness, vast beyond vastness, empty beyond emptiness, beyond a word, like love, like you. Scintillating spaciousness whirls and kisses you on the mouth. Where was that other half of a kiss I longed for? It was closer than my own lips, my own song. It was never mine. No one gave it. No one received it. It was never about me. She roamed the empty streets, lonely jazz clubs, looking for the perfect note. Some soared through her heart, others led her to the edge of the sea. In her darkness, tomorrow's daydream beckoned from the edge of no tomorrow. She dove into the depths that washed the bones from her hair. She surfed into and drowned in her own reflection. She drifted into her own loneliness and collided into her empty shores. I sat and watched my shadow burn. Echoes of nothing sing this chorus. Waves without a crest or furrow, this wetness streams through me, as me, and sings. No moon, empty sky. No dawn will fill the vacancy in your chest. No words will soothe the vastness of sorrow or erase your longing for freedom. There is no ghost inside this body, just a flowing watercolor dream painted by scintillating neurons, nouns my bones, verbs my flesh, my feeling, my dance of wet and wet, space in space, scattering syllables, rippling memories and thoughts of future. A timeline, braided ropes of air, hangs suspended in sky. No ladder, no bridge, no compass, no bridegroom, no promise, no hope will lead to an imaginary destination of being real. Picking flowers, ashes bloom in her mouth, the kiss of her own transparency. Velvet space, thinner than light. This utter vacancy has no outside nor inside. No one left, no one followed, no one returned. Sunlight chandeliers fall through the dark, tall forest, illuminating a dead leaf spinning, a path strewn with memories and hope. Birdsong echoes, waltzing with your breath, your heartbeat as you pause, suspended as the hush. He drove all night looking for his echo and found himself on the threshold between forever and never, weeping. Sun slid through his own reflection. Behind the kitchen door, a moon lily blooms. Laughter at sea. Empty stone, empty heart, empty sky. Drained of the blood of belief, empty love. Feels like love eviscerated you, ravished you, emptied emptiness, and filled your empty shoes. Emptiness dances, love dances, in you, as you, through you. This love song was never about you. Moonlit, long, shallow waves sweep the sand, greet themselves, in and out. Hello, goodbye, hello. Disappearing and reappearing. This kiss was never lost. It cannot be found. You hear it, you feel it, you are it. Empty of moonlight, empty of shadow, empty of wetness. Simply this edgeless sea of dreams, caressing itself. Roots reaching, fingers reaching, branches reaching, hands reaching, songs reaching, hearts reaching, rivers reaching, life reaching to touch itself through you. Never tied with a ribbon or a song, this heart full of sky has no chambers or shell. Nautilus whirled and melted into its own swirling. Iridescence flows, love sings. No one awakened, no one was asleep. There is no one dancing with love. There is only love dancing. Poems sing me. I am this morning song, stretching my toes into the day. Dawn reaches over the canyon and reveals light and shadow dancing, colors the finches and sparrows and their lyrical flight. Robin bathing in the pond splashing, the rising, curling, dancing steam from my tea disappearing. First robin song, soft breath of morning, on my pillow, on the terrace, long shadows fill the space of empty moon. Colors burst open the door of night, mountains and valleys swoon, cottonwoods in spring, slow dance of wonder, soaring down the canyon, riding the winds, light and wind, sea and surf, flowing through her as her winged emptiness blooms. Where is the beginning to this flowing poem? Is it a poem if it has no end? What is this ungraspable love song that sings itself? What is beauty if not this tremendous unknowing? What is love? What is life without death? Cloud castles forming and disappearing into a flowing stream of wonder. Sea of warmth, liquid silence. Is the wind free or bound by its own movement? Shimmering, brilliant immediacy, neither moving nor permanent, is not contained. Its recognition is not a goal or attainment. It's always on, yet simply uncatchable, as there is nothing separate from it. Neither you nor me, nor that cloud blossoming over the canyon edge, needs to fill the sky with blue, or paint the wetness in water. Words sing an imaginary cage around a day and a night, around this tree in the robin song, around a piece of time, an hour, a second. Stitching all these words together will not sew all and everything into a seamless whole. This unicity has no edges that have been joined. There was never a piece of sky for you to live in. No eternity, no now, not even nothing separate from you. This emptiness you feel is the fullness dancing. In your heart, you know, there are no things to grasp, and no one to catch the wind. Cold spring rain, last plum blossoms sail down the street, laughing. I warm my hands and belly, steam from my tea curls and disappears. Night reflects itself, dawn blooms, diamonds on the window. Air swims through air, space falls through space, light swoons through light, tears drown in their own wetness. Life swallows me as I drink deeply. Wind paints itself with wind. The beauty pulls you in, and you find it is you. Moonlight echoes softly beneath the waves, rippling sands sing. Under the autumn leaves, love wept, waiting for a spring that never came. It never left, your beautiful song, you never had to arrive. This dance has no end nor beginning without time. Time left its calling card on the dunes and ran away with the tides that no one found or lost in the dark by the sea. I stood on the banks of no tomorrow. Infinite reflections slid through my eyes. A mirror has no sides on this wakeless sea, not even sound, not even silence. A magnificent bird unfurled its wings inside my heart and sailed through its shadow. I never found it or lost it. The tides sing its unspeakable name. They called me back into the dream. It sounds like love, like sorrow, like nothing at all. Canyon winds strewn with sky brushed her path with blues and purples. Liquid filigree star shadows painted her feet. No one walked or stood still as this silence. No one wore this sublime nakedness, steeped in light, subsumed with radiance, saturated with this fire that burns even its own brilliance. Simply this breath, this breeze, this thought, this feeling, this sensation, without beginning or end, this all-encompassing hush consumes itself. Just like this, life has no edges, cannot be caught or measured or owned. The hand that tries to grasp it is it. Awakening is the greatest emptiness and the ultimate intimacy. Lineless being, no one loses everything and nothing. We were the lines that danced, intertwining into patterns of love. We remain as these imaginary lines that seem to create spaces in between us as we twirl down the Grand Canyon of love, falling into and through each other. Echoes blossom and swirl, wind paints plum blossom trails, your footfalls need not follow. No path led us here, no one arrived. To this dance we have always been. This edgeless momentary has no location or time. My flying carpet unraveled into sky, tattered dreams of who I thought I was and who I longed to be, collided into the horizon between forever and never, as it no longer could separate sky and sea or you and me. No one fell into clouds of confusion or the sea of unknowing, where empty bottles washed ashore containing no secret message. As the words had fallen apart, there was no one to know or not know, or to look for her reflection and fall into fathomless depths. No one wandered along endless beaches between the vacuum of empty shadows and the vastness where not even light or darkness lived. Cold spring rain drowns the morning, ache of sunrise floods the dark. Where is the sunset and the night that swallowed it? Where are the people in last night's dream? The incredible journey no one took. No one arrived, nothing was left. Even the emptiness fell out. Ancient arabesque of time, extended infinitely without direction, swirls around my footsteps, moves through my shadow, falls through my fingers as if it never existed. Where was I going? From where did I come? Where is yesterday's shadow as I wander here today? Time bleeds through the cracks on the sidewalk, creeps through the windows, puddles on the kitchen floor, footprints of blood going nowhere, never marked a path, nor caught a piece of today. If I am love's memories, what is my shadow? If there is no next, where will it go? Time dances with itself, I could never find it. It was simply a magician's tale, as am I, a beautiful flowing story in love with love. Sound of rain hides behind dark windows. Moon catches a glimpse of its reflection in the storm's sigh. Morning is clothed in white clouds. What is revealed by this silence that has never left? Spring rains bend the daffodil stalks, dripping with tears, their blossoms gone. Such a lustrous ache, the delicate, tender sensuousness of life streaming through you as you, love and love lost, sorrow, joy, how wondrous we can feel so deeply. All of it a seamless embrace, a swoon of a caress from the inside, from the outside, erasing all sides. The mirror was lost in its own reflection and wept at the beauty of its own tears. Without this and that, what is there? Without the mirror of your eyes, I cannot find myself. Without these eyes, there is no beauty nor love, nor mists swirling around the mountains, settling in the valleys, waiting for the morning sun. Moon slides over the canyon walls, a bit of light still glows, drinking this precious flower of this simple poem, where words melt into a flowing river spilling onto this page. Here is my heart, it was never mine. Clouds only appear to clothe your nakedness. Who could wear the sky? Who could wear the morning song that sings you? Who could wear the dancing trees, or the wind, or the arabesque of light that swoons into the canyon? Who could catch the sun as it runs up the mountain into sky? Who could wear this love, this sorrow, this intimate aloneness that has no clothes? These tears that no one weeps, never left the river. It rushes, roars, and silently flows down the canyon, echoes its song on the tall mountain walls. There is no source to this light, this life. It drinks me as I drink it. I am intoxicated. She was the ache of the evening, the song of the sidewalks, the lover's breath at midnight. Moonlight flowed through her as she was the light and the flow, and the morning song that hid in tall, dark shadows, sleeping. Waiting for your lover's kiss or your next breath will leave you breathless. Waiting for the words that will patch your broken heart. You will watch this love, this love, this love you feared to lose, bleed into the world. An empty dress swirls, covered in mirrors. You are endless sky, and the morning glory wilting. Rain on rain on rain on rain, wet and wet and wet and wet. I am the rain song and the hush of no tomorrow. River swells, my heart bursts, empty songs fill no silence. Clouds do not hide the sky, nor rain these tears, nor darkness this love.